Let's talk about what happens if Congress declines to impeach Bill Barr. What can we expect from him come November? Why should we talk about this? Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So if Congress declines to hold Bill Barr accountable for the high crimes and misdemeanors he has committed thus far, if they decline to open impeachment hearings into Bill Barr, what can we expect from Bill Barr come November? So we've already seen Donald Trump and Bill Barr and Mike Pompeo and others engaged in a concerted effort to demonize China. Why? Because when Donald Trump loses the election in November in a landslide, they will blame it on Chinese interference in our elections. So who is the leader of this particular criminal cabal, this concerted effort to demonize China so that the American people will be more amenable to the argument come November that China interfered in our election? Well, the leader, the Don in mafia speak, is clearly not Donald Trump. I mean, the man has been incessantly reciting the same 5 words day after day, trying to convince us of his cognitive prowess. Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
I love carpet. I love desk.
Brick, are you just looking at things in the office and saying that you love them?
I love lamp.
Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
I love lamp. I love lamp.
Okay, I know I'm not the only one who thought of that scene from Anchorman, as we've heard Donald Trump endlessly recite the same 5 words, trying to impress us. No, Donald Trump is not the Don. He's not the leader of this criminal cabal. It's Bill Barr. We know this. So if we know it's Bill Barr, why is Congress not taking Bill Barr on? And what happens if they don't take him on between now and November? Well, first of all, the Trump campaign has settled on a 3-part plan for re-election. Those 3 parts are blame China, and blame China. In fact, back in April, we started to see reports of exactly what the Trump campaign had settled on as its political strategy. Trump said China may have started the coronavirus deliberately, as his top advisors claim that attacking Beijing may be the best way for the president to save his job. That's the political strategy, and everything that has followed since has been political theater. What has followed since? Well, a few weeks ago, the U.S. National Security Agency issued a joint advisory together with Canada and the U.K. And those 3 governments said that Russia has been attempting to hack into our computer systems in an effort to steal information about the development of a coronavirus vaccine. Russia. What does Bill Barr do immediately after that? He runs to the cameras. He gives a 45-minute speech demonizing China and saying China is attempting to hack into our computer systems to steal information about a vaccine. In that 45 minutes, he doesn't mention Russia once. Bill Barr, your propaganda is showing again. But I love this part because he goes further. In that speech, he accuses American companies of being in league with China's evil plot. So here is some of what was reported about Bill Barr's demonization of China speech. William Barr cites Disney and Apple in speech accusing U.S. companies of kowtowing to China. So I suppose next we're going to hear Bill Barr railing against, rock and roll as the devil's music with, those young people shaking their hips when they dance. So let's turn to Mike Pompeo for a minute to see how he's feeding into Bill Barr's blame China political theater. So Pompeo announced that we'd be ordering the closure of a Chinese consulate in the U.S. Here's some of the New York Times reporting on that incident. The U.S. orders China to close Houston consulate, citing efforts to steal trade secrets. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who has been a leader in aggressively pushing hardline policies on China, said Wednesday at a news conference that the Trump administration was setting out clear expectations as to how the Chinese Communist Party is going to behave. He warned that the United States would take actions to protect its interests. We're going to take actions. That sounds ominous. So with that announcement from Pompeo about closing a Chinese consulate, right on cue in this political theater, in walks Bill Barr. So Bill Barr's Department of Justice issues a press release, breathlessly announcing that 2 Chinese men have been indicted for trying to steal information about a coronavirus vaccine. Let's have a look at the headline of that Bill Barr press release. It reads, 2 Chinese hackers working with the Ministry of State Security charged with global computer intrusion campaign targeting intellectual property and confidential business information, including COVID-19 research. That's how the headline of the press release reads. But when you read the press release in its entirety and you scratch below the surface and you look at some of the world reporting about this indictment, a somewhat different picture emerges. Here's some reporting by the BBC about the fact that the United States has indicted these 2 Chinese men. The 2 men were private hackers who occasionally received support from Chinese intelligence agents. Their hacking dated back to 2009, and they were trying to steal valuable business information. They targeted firms in Australia, Belgium, Germany, Japan, Lithuania, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden, the UK. The men often acted in their own self-interest, including demanding ransom money from a company in exchange for not releasing the company's private information. Does that really sound like concerted Chinese government efforts to steal coronavirus vaccine information? Or did it kind of sound like Bill Barr just tacked on to the end of that press release and COVID-19 research? And here's the thing, folks. Those 2 Chinese men, they're in China. You know what that means? That means we're not going to get them over here for a trial in the United States. We don't have an extradition treaty with China. We don't have any way to get those 2 men over here. So when Bill Barr unseals this indictment, hoping for lots of fanfare, what was his real goal? Might it have been political theater? And remember, folks, this is the same Bill Barr who tried to quietly go about dismissing the Bob Mueller indictments against Russian officers and individuals and organizations that actually interfered in our 2016 election. Political theater. Bill Barr trying to orchestrate a way to blame China for Donald Trump's loss in November. How are we going to feel about Congress declining to hold Bill Barr accountable between now and November if Bill Barr's efforts succeed? And people will say, well, Bill Barr can't, void election results. That would be illegal. You know what else is illegal? Campaign finance violations, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, obstruction of Congress, bribing a foreign president to come up with phony dirt on your political opponent. That's all illegal. You know what else is illegal? Lying to the American people and to Congress about the Mueller report, imprisoning a citizen to stop him from criticizing the president, violating protesters' First Amendment rights. All of that is illegal as well. So, excuse me if I'm not persuaded or comforted by the argument that Bill Barr can't do those things. They're illegal. Will Bill Barr's efforts to undermine November's election or election results be successful? I don't know. Do we really want to give him the opportunity to try? Gloves off, Congress. Hashtag gloves off. Because November may be too late. Please stay safe, folks. I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.